Today we're chatting about the US economy and how doomed we are when interest rates are not going to come down. So, this is what we're talking about. We're going to be live here with a bunch of other people, so we're going to answer Q&As. And we're looking at some US economy stuff. So, Friday's job report will likely determine the size of the Fed's rate cut. So on Friday, the Fed will come out and actually tell us how good they think the US economy is. And we will see what's going to happen because I think we're going to see some tremendous rate cut. I don't know if it's going to be 25 or 50 points because the labor market is not that strong as they've intended or if how much they've actually thought it was going to be. Gosh, I can't talk today. So it's going to be really, really interesting, especially since they've cut down the job mark, the job, how many people actually got hired by so much. What is up, everybody? So yeah, really, really cool stuff. So we will see what they're going to do with the job market and these rate cuts, but they need to come down because it is brutal. These are just brutal times we're in. Oh gosh, can't say stuff like that in my life. This is not good. This is not good. Dietrich, I do not know what that is, but you cannot say stuff like that or I'm going to get banned on your behalf. I'm going to get banned. That's no bueno, no good. So what else? Where are you guys from? What are you guys doing? What kind of questions we got? And what are you guys up to? Are you guys job searching? You guys struggling in the job market? It has been absolutely brutal. Got a crazy hairdo today, so let me just wear a hat to hide my crazy professor-like hair. Holy smokes. And we are going into the election, and it's going to be really, really interesting to see what people are going to be doing how people are going to be voting in this election because it's just going to be brutal. It is just brutal. I've seen people that have been job searching over a year and they haven't even gotten any responses or any type of interviews or anything else, and it is really, really crazy. So let me know what you guys are thinking, where you guys are at. So let's have a conversation. Where are you guys located? Let's chat. Let's open this up and have some fun. Oh gosh, you can't talk like that. You can't. I can't. I gotta. Yeah, nope. Not good. Not good. So where are you guys from? What are you guys doing? Let's chat. Yeah, so I've been looking at the economy and I've been looking at. Oh gosh, you guys are just too funny today, huh? So yeah, no, yeah. Oh my gosh, I need some like moderators, I think. I'm gonna need some moderators because you guys are just as good. Hi. What is going on? What is going on, everybody? Don't be ashamed. Oh my gosh, come on. I need to kick you out if you keep doing that on the live. Make me moderator. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna make you moderator. Add as moderator. Here we go. You're moderator. Greetings from Russia. Welcome, welcome. I don't discriminate. No, the other person cannot be one because it was just too bad. We'll see. I made you moderator. We'll see how that's gonna go. Can I be one? I don't know. Take 0. You already ruined it with too many. Make me moderator. Enjoy the day. Hello. I don't know yet who I'm going to make a moderator because you guys have some funny questions. Easy moderator. Entry-level job, still hiring is a tough market for professional. I will say, what do you think? What do I think? Oh man, getting a job right now is really, really tough because there's so many applications. And yeah, I'm going to take the moderator away if you're going to be like, I'm king. It's like, okay, whatever. We'll see how this is going to go. I like I like the United States. Yeah, so do I. United Kingdom. Yeah, so do I. You look like San Austin from this. I don't know what that means. You look as American as it gets. Thank you, because I'm actually an immigrant. So I actually grew up in Switzerland. That's the worst car. What's the worst car ever? I have no idea. I have no idea what the worst car is. I have no idea. Probably a car you can't pay for. Hi, I will edit a video of it. For what? Don't pick it up. I'm not. But thanks. How's your life journey? My life journey is good. How's your life journey? So yeah, in your opinion, yeah, any car that you can't pay for. Oh, look at that. There's some Swiss guy. Enjoy the day, Garitzi. Yeah, how are you? I'm doing good. Let's get that sandwich shop video soon. I already did that. You got to go check. Give me a recommendation and I'll go. I subscribe. I'm glad you did. Rico, have you lived in Florida? Where have you lived in Florida? So I lived in Orlando, actually. I lived in Orlando for many, many years. And my family used to own a house in Cape Coral, Florida for many, many years. I think they bought in like the 1980s. The car, yeah. Do you have a sandwich shop? I don't know. Shoot me an email about it. Cheese or ham? I don't know. I don't know. That's why you're a moderator. If they say crazy stuff, especially inappropriate things that get me in trouble, it's off the Rango. Can you send me an email? I will go do a short and test it out. Where you from? I'm from Switzerland. Um, I'm actually born and raised in Switzerland. I moved here in 2016 and I've never looked back and I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. One of the greatest decisions I've ever did was leave my hometown and move. So you speak English, very nice. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, no, I encourage everybody to kind of move. Ready to invest in a sandwich shop that's similar to Pump. I don't know that. I don't know that. Sandwich shops is so difficult. Anytime you need to invest in a local store or something is so brutal. Is so brutal. Every time you do like a brick and mortar store is absolutely crazy. When you have a product that you're trying to sell in an economy like this and it's not a necessity, it is so brutal. And I'm just like, man, sometimes I'm like, don't invest in anything right now in a sandwich shop. Yeah, doing investments into anything like that is absolutely crazy. That's fly. Yeah, the Swiss people. Yeah. It's crazy. The whole situation when you need to do things invest into a business is absolutely crazy. Is absolutely crazy. S&P 500 is way to go. Yeah, if you're just looking for a simple investment, then you just have to do something like the S&P 500. It is too risky to not do it. So you got to do something simple, keep it simple, and then just go from there. Because if you invest into something that needs way more knowledge, like individual stocks. So Ali was part of an IPO of a startup, and we had hundreds of shares, and they were worth tens of thousands of dollars. I think they were worth, when it came out, I think they were worth like 30, 40, $50,000 for these shares that she got. But she had to wait for 6 months. Then we forgot, and now the stock is now down 99.12%, something like it, and there's like it's like almost no more money. So it's absolutely brutal. Haven't seen. Yeah, I made a mistake last year and invested in Walgreens. Yeah, like investments are so hard. You can hit it right or you can hit it really wrong. And individual stocks are just really, really crazy. Well, it's like very Switzerland beautiful, but I'm very far from your best friendship for me. Yeah. How do regular people afford a house in Switzerland? It's so expensive. You got to save up. You buy a condo. But you can buy houses in Switzerland, but you gotta go outside the cities. And in Switzerland, if you tell people that you're gonna drive for work and you drive for like 15 minutes to work, people are like, you're nuts. it's like, you're crazy. You can't do that. He's like, you travel so much, and here in the United States, where people tell you, oh, I'm driving to your place for 20, 30 minutes, you'll be fine. And everybody's like, oh, that's fine. So yeah, how do I go? Yeah, support, sir. Yeah, support. Yeah, I know you got to support. That's why I'm always like, you got to invest, you got to do the right things and invest in yourself, and then you don't need the support. I think anybody can, if you have a goal of buying a house, even in the United States, you can still do it. You just need to focus and commit and not deviate from that track. You just need to keep going, be laser focused. And if it doesn't bring you towards that goal, don't do it. So if you're going towards buying a house, you need to have it be your number one, your number two, your number three priority. I saw your YouTube channel short. You can take me for a ride in your car. Yeah, if if you're ever in Vegas, I'll take you in a ride in my car. I'll take you out to dinner. Former moderator, I'll take you out to dinner. How about that? So if you do a good job, I'll take you out to dinner. Yeah, if you're ever in Las Vegas. Yeah. So I'll take you to a real nice dinner too. So yeah, if you're laser focused and don't deviate off the track, you can do it. So you just need to be super, super focused. You are living which city in Switzerland? I'm not in Switzerland anymore. I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada. I moved. I left Switzerland years ago. And I served in the Swiss military, everything. I was like a true Swiss person, but now I'm not. Inheriting a home, and it's probably worth around 250K. What should I do to maximize it right now? So if you inherited a home, rent it out or live in it. Make sure that that's something you want to do. Become a landlord and rent it out. Make sure that it's something you want to do though, and make sure if you're getting a property manager, he doesn't scam you, because I've been there. So make sure that if you're going to rent it out, that you're going to get maximum. Do you have a mortgage on it? Let me know that first. Mexico in Vegas is so good. Come on. I need to try that one. Not bad. That's for sure. Not a bad. Yeah, I know. Thank you. The buffet at the Red Rock is pretty decent. I've not been to the buffet at Red Rock yet. I gotta go and test out the buffet at Red Rock. So yeah, so let me know how much debt you have on the property, and I will tell you how much rent you can get. Because if you cannot cash flow it, it's probably not worth keeping. You'd rather just sell it and buy something that can cash flow, because you can do that on your primary residence. But if you're going to do that on an investment property and you have to pay more in the mortgage than you can rent it out, and you're not going to net anything, it's not really worth it. You got to sell it and take the loss and get something else. You really care about people. Jawara, I sure do. I sure do. You should post your book link and I will pin it so people will buy your book. Jawara's like been one of my day ones. Love, love, love it. One of my day ones. You should be a moderator also. Let's do moderator. It's always been one of my true day ones. Yeah. Yeah, I do care about people. I feel like most people should, there's no reason for other people to not want the best for you. Like when I do my content, I always like, how can I give this information so you guys can make the best out of yourself to maximize and get where you want. Everybody has different life dreams. Everybody has different life goals. And then you can just take that and run with it, and hopefully you'll achieve your life goal. Maybe your life goal isn't to be a millionaire. Maybe your life goal is to retire with 40 or 30 and just be on a beach in Mexico and drink margaritas every day. So then you just gotta back engineer from where you were to where you're trying to go. And I feel like that's kind of the best way of doing it. And once you figure out where you want it to go to where you're at today, and you make a roadmap to exactly there. And there's so many AI tools you can utilize now to make it, and you just do that. And so I really appreciate you, Jawara. Yeah. But yeah, rental properties is an interesting business, because even if the market tanks, you don't need to sell your rental property unless the tenant stops paying. So if your property value decreases on you and it goes down 10-15%, you're still fine unless your tenant stops paying rent. And if your tenant stops paying rent, then you're in trouble. But besides that, you can still be good. So what other questions do you guys have? What other questions do you guys have? Because I've been looking at job reports will come out on Friday, and it is going to be very, very interesting. Yeah. I changed my beliefs since the old books. Yeah, yeah. You gotta. Everybody has like different views and different opinions, but that doesn't mean that people aren't like good to you. So it's like, yeah, you read books, you acknowledge it. How many books have you read, Jawar, in your whole life? How many books have you read? You must have read a lot of them. Am I rich? No, I'm not rich. Well, define rich. That's not a rich is relative. Like, what is rich? To just, with friends, I'm very blessed with a bunch of friends that are very, very nice. So that's how I define rich. And I'm really healthy, so that's how I define rich. I don't define rich as money. Goal is to rent it out early 2025. Absolutely. I'm a business analyst. Market is terrible right now. Yeah, the market is absolutely terrible. When you're looking at, so the market is great if you're an executive and you're working for a huge corporation. But if you're working as like lower than like middle management and below, it's absolutely terrible. And if you need a job search, anything is absolutely terrible. But yeah, in Vegas, can you make me gambling? Yeah, you can gamble in Las Vegas. You can do, this is like the city, but gambling isn't like too big. It's like not too big anywhere else, but you can gamble here at like freaking gas stations. You can go down to the gas station and gamble. It's like huge in Las Vegas, but you need a license. So yeah. So where do you see the market? Systems end game. Where do you see the markets going? Can we go to the casino together? Yeah, if you're in Las Vegas, sure. But you got to put up some of your own money. You can't gamble away mine because I don't have any to gamble away. Yeah, it is absolutely brutal when the market is going down. Oh, so many people are so hurt. I was actually overemployed for a little bit and was making around 30K a month. It was amazing. Yeah, overemployed. So did you have two jobs? A lot of people were in that position, and then they got COVID money and they were steamrolling, and then they went and got car loans and they went and bought houses. And now reality's kind of setting in. I hope you put your money away. I really hope you put some of the cash away and was just like, hey, I'm just gonna save up some money and put it away. Because what a lot of people did, they took that as the new baseline. They took, like, hey, I'm making 30 grand during COVID a month now with stimulus, unemployment, PPP loans, triple employment, and just steamrolling. And they're like, hey, I'm making 50 grand a month now. The gravy train's never going to stop. And now it's stopped. And now you're like, oh gosh, it's actually stopped. So now you're like, this is trouble. I got lucky selling almost a million books since 2016. Still an empath at heart. Yeah. Oh my gosh. A million books. Congratulations. I don't even know how you do that. I have no idea how you sell a million books. That is like crazy. I don't know how you can even do that. That is like amazing. That is like a New York Times bestseller. Yeah, I don't know. You got to keep rolling. You got to write some more. It seems like you got a real talent for writing. You should write some. Are you on LinkedIn, Jabbar? We need to connect on LinkedIn because you seem like you're an amazing writer, regardless of what kind of books you write. Because yeah, if you're on this live, connect with me on LinkedIn because you guys are some amazing people. And yeah, but the funny thing is now, I think in the next year we're gonna see who's been skinny dipping. Like Warren Buffett says, when the tide goes out, because there's been so many layoffs. And yeah, not one book out, but multiple books. Yeah, I quit in 2017. Why did you quit in 2017 writing books? You had such a gift. Why did you quit in 2017? So yeah, when I'm looking at all these people that that hurt themselves financially, it just hurts me. Like when people went out and got like big cars, and they could afford this with COVID, and I was almost one of them, and I was like, oh, I gotta buy something, I gotta do, keeping up with the Joneses, and then COVID money kind of stopped, and now we're seeing all these people hurting. They're making all these videos on TikTok. Let me know, which videos do you like better? Do you guys like the better when I walk around, or do you like the ones better in my office? Do you think that we're the recession, and when you think it will be officially? So as soon as the president gets elected, as soon as this election is over, because no, if they come out right now and tell that we're in a recession with negative GDP growth and all that, then there's going to be huge, huge problems for the sitting president and the party, right? So they do not want you to be coming ever out saying that they're in a recession unless there's another 4-year term. And so it's not going to happen till probably till November that they're actually, or like in January. Yeah. Always in that field you walk in. Cops always in that field you walk in. You know, that's so funny. Yeah, cops are always in that field. You know, like when I walk around, it's so funny. There's always something going on. I don't know what it is with that park, but there's always something going on. Accidents, people do crazy things. And I don't know if that's just the area or if it's just my luck whenever I show up that there's something like that. So let me know which videos you like better. I gotta improve my videos though. I gotta somehow level them up, and I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do yet. But the recession thing won't happen till that they actually claim it till like January, if they'll even claim it. Because I've seen people now, when you're unemployed for a year, you fall off the statistics. So you got to look into the statistics. Unless they're giving you an unemployment check, then there's going to be people say, hey, you know, you can't qualify for unemployment, so you're not on unemployment, and you fall off and they fudge the numbers now. So really, really interesting when you have to look into how they actually collect the data, because not every agency collects the data as this second. They do estimates, and when they do estimates, they have to go back and adjust the job numbers, and then they do that, and then they come out and say, hey, we've created, you know, we falsely said, hey, we've created so many jobs, but in actuality we've created 818,000 less jobs than we did before. So it's like, why didn't they even come out with these estimates? Just come out with the quarterly numbers, because other companies take that into consideration when they say stuff. Hi, how's it going? Hakeem, how's it going? Yeah, just talking about economy, where this is all going. Seeing where you guys are, if you guys are employed, retired, where you guys are at. But yeah, once this, yeah, I'm doing good, thank you. So when we're gonna be steamrolling into 2025, it's gonna really show how good everything has been and how bad things actually are. So if there's areas in the United States, because everything has like microeconomics, right? There's areas that do really well under circumstances, and then there's different ones that different areas that do really poorly. How old do you think I am? Let's see how, if you can guess how old you think I am. Don't have too many gray hairs yet, so take my hat off so you can do a pretty decent guess. 29. Ooh, 31. I'm 31 years old. So yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting to see how we as Americans are going to pick in this election and how it's going to end with all these seats that are up for grab. And it's going to be very interesting. Yeah, so it's going to be really, really interesting to see how and when this is all going to come down. Because when we're looking at joining, you know, these interest rates and joining, you know, the workforce as college grads, it's like, oh my gosh, it's great, great, great. But when you graduate now and you're joining the workforce, it's going to be really, really brutal for you joining into this economy. And people forget, you know, we're like so easy to forget the bad times. We're so easy to jump and be like, oh, we're steamrolling again. And when COVID hit and there was all this money available, we were like, hey, this is never gonna stop. This money train's never ever gonna stop. But then it sure did. And now all of a sudden we're like, you know, wasn't that great? Because it did stop. And so now we're seeing the Chase money glitch. Have you guys heard about the Chase money glitch? So the Chase money glitch, we're going to do a video about that, is where people did check fraud, and they actually thought that they could swindle Chase Bank into writing a check from your own account into your own account that you deposit. And yeah, so check this out. Let me pull it up here. It's called the Chase, and there was people doing it. And when I'm gonna show it to you, It was huge on TikTok over the weekend. So this is called the viral of people stealing money from Chase ATM. Yeah, there's a thing called the Chase money glitch, the Chase bank glitch, negative balances and jail time, ATM glitch. They call it the ATM glitch. It was like 2 days ago. So when you don't do this, do not do this. It has huge repercussions. For a few $1,000s. It's not worth it. So I'll explain it to you. I'm going to make a video about this also. So these people took checks from their own accounts, deposited into Chase. And whenever you deposit a check into the account, it says, hey, there's some money available right away. And they took that money and just opened up other accounts, and they keep redoing it. And Chase wasn't that fast, so they got into their account. They defrauded Chase Bank. So it wasn't a glitch. It was just them doing wire fraud, basically. And now they're gonna get in huge trouble. And it has been all over the news. And there's people that took out huge amounts of people. And yeah, don't do it. So it was not a glitch on the. It kind of was a glitch that they didn't verify, but it's not a glitch because they always, like, when you have it, they never give you the full amount right up front. They say, hey, till it approves, but there's some funds available, and then they just kind of steamrolled it. And now they're in huge troubles, and you can't get another bank account. Your credit score's gonna tank, everything. So they ruined themselves. The genius never figured people would find out. Yeah, but hey, it's not a good thing to do. If you did that Chase money glitch, it's a horrible thing, because they're gonna come after you, and they figured it out. Chase Bank already knows. They have your social, for crying out loud. The bank never loses. It's like the house when you gamble at the casino. The house never loses. All that you did was you basically took away huge amount of future gain for right now. Yeah, they have all your info. They have your info. They have your employer. They know where you live. They have your bank account. They have everything. They have all the information. Where you like to go to eat. They have everything. And then you're like, I defrauded Chase. No, you didn't. Chase is huge corporations. They're so much richer than you are, and they just they thought they got one by because somebody deposited checks. Yeah, fraud never pays. No. The only time fraud pays if you can do it one time and it hits so big that you can do it the rest of the life, that you can live off it the rest of your life, and you need to leave. So your family, everything, you just need to leave and head out. And it mostly never ever pays. I've never seen anybody kind of do something that actually like paid out. They always got them, and then you're always in trouble. That's why they call it Ponzi schemes and all these other fraudsters that go to jail. Like Theranos, the Theranos Elizabeth Holmes that try to do one droplet of blood. And that's why, what's his name? That crypto king is now in jail too. Sam Bankman-Fried. Yeah, it's also tried to do it. Use a customer's money to pay for other stuff. Yeah. Yeah, Bankman. Yeah, what a joker, right? Thought that he was like a genius. Colleges have job fairs for graduation students. I assume most will get jobs. Yeah, no. Yeah, SPF. Genius guy till he wasn't. In the upwards crypto market, everybody thought he was a genius. And then I remember when I've read about the crypto stuff, where I read about what was there? It wasn't FTX, it was the affiliate of FTX. It was like their pseudo company. You get rich off scamming. Yeah. There's a lot of people that got really rich off of scamming people. And everything goes to court. Everything goes into court. Every big player that's trying to scam people is going to end up in court, and it's going to be absolutely crazy. We'll see what's going to happen, and yeah, just hope that I never like try to pull anybody, pull into this kind of stuff. It was Caroline. It was FBF's girlfriend was like Caroline, and she was the hedge fund manager of some, I can't remember what the name of that one was. And yeah, and they use customer funds to pump and dump crypto, and then they got burnt. But yeah, all these big YouTubers that you guys see, all these big YouTubers are in some sort of lawsuit because they pump and dump crypto and they try to rug pull you guys. So yeah. So these university jobs fairs all around the country are scams. I don't know. I don't think that they're scams. I just don't think that they're hiring right now. But what is a scam if you pay $500,000 for a university degree and are gonna make 60, $70,000? That is, I think, like absolutely crazy. Your pump and dump is not legal. Yeah, pump and dump is not legal, but hey, people do it all the freaking time. Do it all the freaking time. It's so crazy when you hear all these craziness going on in the world, and then these influencers pump crazy crypto stuff, and you yeah, you heard about the suit tokens, right? What was it? Logan Paul's crypto token is, I think, now in court. So yeah, absolutely crazy. There is absolute craziness going on, and it always, if you defraud people, and there's always going to be lawyers out there trying to tear you down. If you have a name recognition on YouTube, not like me, like few thousand followers, if you have like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers, and you promote something and it goes south, people will come after you with big lawyers. And these law firms, there's probably law firms out there that come after you just because. So then you need to be really wealthy and rich, or you're gonna really take an L. And especially when you try to defraud people, like poor people that don't have much, that you're trying to sell the dream, never goes well. Never ever goes well. So you just got to be super aware of where you put your money, and really do your due diligence and ask for testimonials. Ask for other people that are in it that made money. And it's better when you lose your own money than you give it to people, because a lot of people in the US say, "Here, invest my money, take it." No, you should find out how you can flip lawnmowers, how you can do, go do something where you have really good knowledge in. And most people have some sort of knowledge in some sort of field that they can make money in. If you're a designer, you can design art and sell art on Etsy. It seems like the YouTubers never get caught to me. No, it's just that they haven't had enough rope to hang themselves. So you're gonna see a bunch of YouTubers are gonna be indicted. You will see. You will see that a bunch of YouTubers got indicted. Let me look something up. Because even Grant Cardone, the guy that does like huge 10x conferences and all that, he's in some lawsuits, and he was in a lawsuit. I think I saw this the other day. Don't quote me on it, but he was in a lawsuit talking um, about this T-Mobile CEO, and he was telling people that he's going to do a 10x, or he's going to 15% guaranteed rate on return, and it just didn't happen. And I'm trying to pull it up because he was in a lawsuit. Yeah, class action lawsuit. And yeah, Grant Cardone's been in a bunch of lawsuits. So yeah, financial gurus. Yeah, John Ledger. Yep. So this was it. Financial guru Grant Cardone slapped telecom John Ledger. So they're in so many lawsuits. So you just don't hear about them because lawsuits in the United States take for so long. If you get caught up into one, these lawyers, they bill by the hour. So it's not really incentivized for them to really wrap it up. They just take longer. They bill both parties, and each of them have their own lawyers, so they make more money. So there's no way that they want to speed it up, because that's not how they make money. They make money while prolonging it, discovery, take more stuff into account, and then that's how they make money. So it is absolutely crazy. It is absolutely crazy. You just got to get good lawyers. And that's why it's a business. That's why it's a business like any other thing. So you always got to figure out what is their agenda and what is their business, because you can't just be telling people, "Oh, I'm going to do this for you," and then you can't. Then, if you're big enough, they're going to come after you. So you got to be really aware of where you put your money and who do you give it to, because there's small fish when they steal like $20,000-$30,000 from like 4 or 5 people. It's not big enough for any law firm to take that on, because when lawyers take your case on, they want payout. They're not going to do it for free. And if the guy that scams you on YouTube doesn't have enough assets to back it up, it's going to be really hard for a lawyer to justify taking your case on and say, hey, I got scammed by this YouTuber for 20,000 and there's only been 4 or 5. So he got away with 100 grand. And then they're going to be like, well, he's actually a broke joker, has a bunch of outstanding debt. Because one thing I learned from university, so I actually took a bunch of law classes, and the lawyer was a criminal defense attorney that taught us law class. He said, getting a judgment against somebody is fairly easy. Collecting's the hard part. So if you sue me or I sue you, it's fairly easy for me or you to get a judgment against each other. And a judgment is that the court says you need to pay up, and the court comes to me and says I need to pay up, or they come to you and say you need to pay up, but then I still need to write a check, and that is going to be the hard part. Then you say I can't do it, then you file for chapter 13 or 7 bankruptcy, and you say I don't have any money. And so it's all these steps that you can do in the courts to kind of prolong stuff. So it's not easy. It's not as simple as people might make it out. But yeah, don't scam your audience. It's really not worth it. Really not worth it. You really gotta make sure that you are on the right side of the coin when the coin flips, because you want to make money but not lose it. So invest in yourself, read books, and educate yourself, and then try to start your own side gig where you can make your own money, and then you're kind of that's probably the best way of doing it. Because when you can't do it or you don't want to do it and you just invest into give tens of thousands of dollars to somebody, you're gonna lose it. You should do it yourself or invest with one of the big companies like Fidelity. This is what I tell people. If you have $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 to invest it with Fidelity, because they know. Fidelity knows how to do it, and they give you, if you have like more than $2,000, they'll give you like an account manager, and you can call them up and they'll do trades on your behalf. And it's way easy. Get a portfolio manager. A lot of people are getting locked up in these PPP loan scams too. Yeah, did you see that System Endgame? Did you see that person that got locked up for $5 million, that realtor in Miami? She got like $5 million, paid got like private jets and did all this stuff, and now she's facing like federal prison. Hello, my friend. What are your thoughts on investing in gold and silver? Gold and silver, I don't know. Did you hear about that bacteria about gold? I think there's a bacteria. I don't know if that was fake news or not, but they found some bacteria that makes gold. Bacteria, gold. I don't know, but you gotta nano gold. Yeah. Yeah, that was in March. Could replace. Yeah, there was something about gold. So silver seems like a good potential. Yeah, bacteria. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, there's like a bacteria that eats something that eats. These bacteria detect toxic metals. I don't know about this, but check this out. I don't know. This is just me in a Google search. I don't know if this is a scam or not. But metal, I don't know. You got to do your own research. I have no idea. So I don't know. I just read that the other day and I was like, I don't know if this is anything that you should look into, but I have no idea. I don't know about gold. Somebody asked me the other day, do you invest gold and silver? I would definitely invest into I would definitely buy part of my portfolio. So if you're looking at a whole pie chart of like what you want to invest, you want to be super diversified. So gold and silver definitely has its place, but I wouldn't drop like every single dollar into it and not be diversified. I would try to own some real estate, own some stocks, own a whole bunch of different sectors and stocks. And then if something goes down, then you're lucky because you're good. Invest in some companies, do your own research, figure out what you're like a subject matter expert in. Maybe it's fertilizer, and you invest in fertilizer. I heard that's really good. And you can do all these crazy investments. Just don't, don't invest in anything that you don't know. 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 Don't 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 take any advice from people online, not even me. That's why I don't give financial advice. And you shouldn't listen to anybody else that does it because they don't know either. Unemployment coming out tomorrow. Yeah, what do you think? Do you think USD will change to the global reserve currency in the next two? The US will always be the global reserve currency. If the US, let me say it this way. I had this conversation with somebody else. It's a really interesting proposition that they're saying like the US won't be the global reserve currency. And I can tell you this, we spend so much on our military that if you have somebody that points a gun to your head and says you're going to use this currency, people are going to do it. So you're not gonna change currency if we're spending so much on our military. We can do a whole bunch of things with our military that other countries can't. So the US will in the next foreseeable future, if we have um if we have other stuff going on in the world where we can't extort dominance, then we would lose, but US will always be reserve currency, and the unemployment will go up. That's what I've been thinking. It was the bloodiest month. So now we're in a really interesting predicament because check this out. Unemployment was, these all these layoffs in August might not show yet because all these people might have gotten severance. And when you get a severance package from all these tech companies, they might not show directly that these severance packages are going to be, like if you get laid off today and severance going to kick in today for the next 3 to 4 months or after the election, you're not unemployed till severance runs out. What is going with the currency? I don't know. Hyperinflation? I don't think hyperinflation is going to be a thing. But 100,000 isn't 100,000 as it used to be. Like when you talk to your parents about 100,000, they're gonna be like, "That's a lot of money." In 20 years, 100,000 is gonna be nothing, and $1 million today wasn't what it used to be. Wheelbarrows of cash pay off loaf of bread. Yeah, I got severance. See, yeah, so did Ali. So you're not, so you are basically, if you're still on severance, you are not officially unemployed. Even though you do not have a job, you are not unemployed. And it's tragic to say that because you are unemployed. But with severance, you're not unemployed. So it's really funky how they do that with the numbers. And when day one, your severance runs out, you need to go to the unemployment office and file and get your money. You do not wait till that day your severance runs out. And you have to go that day. When it runs out, here's my unemployment, and you cannot let it overlap for one day. You just got to do it right then and there because they're going to say, "Oh, you haven't filed," and so then they're going to make up some excuse of saying, "Hey, you waited for so long, what's going on?" And then they try to tell you that you're not eligible. You got to go to the unemployment office and say, "I'm here, I'm unemployed, my severance ran out." How long did they give you severance? Really interesting to me to see that because it's probably right around election, depending on if you're at Dell, if you worked at Dell or some other company, because not every company had to report these layoffs. So you need to have certain criteria for them to make a public statement about layoffs. If your company is small enough, then they don't need to make a statement and you're just getting laid off. Or they just cut you hours. And if they cut you hours by 50%, they don't need to make a statement. They're just cutting you hours. And if you're an hourly employee, they just say, sorry, there's not enough hours for you to work. Because these big corporations, they contract a bunch of manufacturing to smaller companies. So if you work in the Bay Area and you do robots or something else and you contract these parts out, but you're not building that many robots right now, then they just cut the hours. And then the machine shop that manufactures those hours, you're not technically unemployed, but they're gonna cut those hours, 3 months, but they took out taxes, which is for me about 30%. Yep, 3 months. Yeah. So right after the election, so they can say that when did you get laid off? 3 months. Yeah. So if you got laid off right now, it would be right about 3 months. Yeah. They say 2 months everybody gets, and then a month for every year you work there, or something like it. That's how they come up with these crazy numbers. And you're probably a doer, right? You were not middle management or an executive. You were probably like seasoned professional that's still in a day-to-day operation You probably were not one of these people that actually does that does like strategy for 6, 7 months. What was your position? Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. So unemployment is going to go up, I think so, but not by too much because they deny everybody. They deny so many people, and when you look at how hard it is to qualify for unemployment, it is. You need to look at the statistics of the denial of how, if I'm saying that right, the you need to check how many people actually get denied unemployment. It's absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. You can't even fathom how many people get denied because technicalities. So yeah, severance. This is good. Find a job ASAP because if you're gonna look now for one, I did a video today. If you're not gonna look for a job right now, and you're going to wait till like November, then we're in holiday season, and we're not gonna be in holiday season if you're not a holiday like a seasoned employee that does like customer service for products or like at a store at Macy's or something like that. For holiday shoppers, they're going to say, we're not hiring this year, keep the quarterly numbers low. We got to wait for the budget. And then, oh, we're ending off the year and they want to end it off. So nobody's hiring. Nobody's going to be hiring in like the fall season, like Thanksgiving's coming out and then people need to take time off because companies have use it or lose it policy. So if you don't take your vacation time, then they're just going to lose it. So then they're going to take times off. So it's going to be really hard to schedule interviews. And then you're not going to get the offer anytime soon. So then your next chance is going to be January. So you got to be going in right now and doing it really, really hard. So you have a job over Christmas and all that kind of other stuff. Yeah, that is what it is, right? What else you guys been talking about? Yeah, it is absolutely crazy. Absolutely nuts, this job market. I thought the rate cut's gonna increase the job counts. Am I correct? The rate cuts is gonna, so how I see the rate cuts is this is how I see it. So when they're gonna cut rates, it's gonna make money lending easier. And since we're not really manufacturing too much in the United States anymore, we're gonna have more development of new products, of AI tools, of all these other things going on because we need cheap money to fund these ideas. When you look on the iPhone, it says designed in California. When you look at other places, say designed in the United States. And that's what they design these things. They come up with them, they innovate them, and then they manufacture somewhere else, India, China, all these other countries. And so what low interest rate does, it funds these companies to come up with designs, to come up with a whole bunch of different um, avenues of making stuff. And then they send it overseas. They draw it on computers. That's why we don't manufacture stuff anymore here. We just send them overseas where it's really, really cheap. So it's gonna make lending easier, but till we see that might be till January 2025. So it's not gonna be an easy transition. It's not gonna be like rate cuts and then the job market's gonna pick up. No, it took time to get bad like this, so it's gonna take some time to get better. And they knew what they were doing. When they've cut these, they should have tightened the rate way earlier, but at a slower pace. But they tightened them so quickly that we don't even know what this is going to do because they cranked them up like this. They just like crazy spikes. So we will see how this is. Thoughts on Bitcoin stock market? Love Bitcoin. Love the stock market. Yeah, I always say diversification. I love everything. You just get to be diversified. This farmland plus gas station. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so it's going to be really, really interesting to see what is what's going to happen because you need to be super diversified and have some money in cash because right now is not the time. Because I've been looking at trucks, it's like, oh man, I'd love to get a truck, but right now is not the time to buy anything. Right now, if you're not retired and you have money, just don't do it. It's just time to just relax and take it day by day and put money away. And it's hard for me to say because I love like supporting small businesses and people always say, you're so into small businesses. I am. What do young people do when they don't have assets? When you don't have assets, you work your way towards them. Young people have been told a lie about college, like that was my video trying to tell people like a fancier college isn't necessarily going to give you a way better start. You You got to work your way to assets. And you can have a paid off car, that's an asset. You can have a bunch of friends, those are assets. So what kind of assets are you talking about? Are you talking about financial assets or just assets? How many hours do you sleep? I sleep a lot, like 9. I do what Alex Ramosi does. I set an alarm clock when I go to sleep and I just wake up naturally. I go to bed at like 10ish. Mike's don't keep up with inflation, so work is a hamster wheel. Yep, I know. I know it's a real hamster wheel. You gotta outwork that. You can't keep working minimum wage jobs. You gotta. I was trying to make that in my college video, trying to explain it a little bit. But what you gotta do is you gotta find a career into. You gotta make that 12-hour job into a career, and there's a path to it. You just need to be willing to move. I was making $12 with no benefits. Was a MIG welder here in Michigan. I quit in 2020 and became a door greeter for Costco, making 29 with full benefits. Easiest job in the world. Yeah, exactly. And now what you got to do at Costco is, hey, how do I become a manager? And there's ways. I think Costco even trains you. No wonder there's shortage of welders. Yeah, people don't want to do it, and if they pay you 12 and Costco pays you 29, why not work for Costco? There's a shortage of welders. Yeah, there is. There's a shortage of everything. But see, the thing is the market is going to dictate the price. So either there's going to be no welders, and then if you are a welder, you're going to charge 100 plus $200 because you're the only one that can do it, or it's going to fizzle out and other people will do it. Even at 50, $40 an hour, as much taxes basically living is tough. Yeah, I know. It's everywhere. Everywhere's super tough. If if they were exacted, I feel it's make much difference, right? I don't know. I don't know. No joke. Okay, Costco is like a company to retire to. There's a good for basic skills. Costco is anything that you okay, listen to this. So this is how I personally would do it. And this is what I would tell my kid. And I've never got this advice. So if you're working at Hooters or you're working at Starbucks or you're working at any of these big corporations, there's you start off for a year, you learn everything there is. You know how to make drinks, you learn how to do customer service, and you start finding other jobs in that area, and you can then say, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna apply to other jobs in Starbucks." So you then say, "Hey, you just need to be willing to move." So then you're like, "Hey, I want to go into an office." So you then become a manager, or you apply to different Starbucks around you, trying to become a manager. And if they'll tell you no, you can't be a manager, you say, "What's other skills?" And then you gain those skills and you kind of do it. And okay, no joke, the welding job is tough. A temp skill here in Portland, Michigan, strike is built. Bad forms medical, $12 an hour to start. Make well, yeah, $12 an hour. No, minimum wage doesn't even do anything. A burger flipper makes 18 in Michigan. Yeah, no. See, that's the thing. You need to be aware that what your market is worth. $12 an hour? Are you kidding me? $12 doesn't. A $12 an hour job requires no skills, and a welder needs to do skills. A welder is a skilled job, so you should be making 30, 40, $50 an hour, easy, because you can get, unless they train you at the job as a welder, when you walk in and you say, "Hey, I want to be a welder and I know nothing," then you can do $12 an hour to do the first 2 months, and then you're like, "I want 25." Do you think young people should have kids in this economy? I'm gonna try to have kids in this economy. Yeah. You know, it's always like when I talk to my grandparents, he's like, when I talk to my grandpa, he's 98, he says, "Oh, the economy's sure shitty now, but it was shitty back then, so it's just different shitty." Plus welders risk for their health too. Yeah, toxic smoke, dust. Yeah. Yeah, flash damages eyes. You gotta wear protection. Yeah, you gotta advocate for yourself. This is enough to maintaining a good job. Yeah, Michigan cost of living is relatively cheap. Housing is pretty affordable here. Yeah, you got to move to where it's cheap. But see, you can make now you have such amazing opportunities to take anything that you want, a customer service job, and make it into a career where you work at Bed and Beyond or whatever that store is called. You work as a clerk. You can stock, then you become a register person, and then you take some college classes, maybe get an AA or a bachelor's degree that they pay for, and then all of a sudden you're like a manager at the store. Then once you're a manager, you apply for a district manager. You have to move, but hey, you're in that same universe, right? And you can do it. Auto insurance is pretty high here. Everything's high. My car insurance for my two cars is $4,500 a year. It's like $2,300 per 6 months. It's absolutely crazy. But you just gotta make it back. You gotta get your skills. You gotta do smart moves, and you gotta either get paid at your job what you're worth, or you gotta learn. There's only two options for you. You learn, or you gotta get paid. If you're not getting paid at the job, then you need to leave. And if you're not learning either, then it's a horrible fit. Yeah. Well, 29 an hour as a door greeter is way better than being a welder, in my opinion. Yeah, hey, like being a greeter at Costco is a phenomenal jump off point. You're making $29 an hour now, and you do that, and now see what it takes to be one of these people that operate a forklift. See what that is. Maybe they'll pay you 35. Then see what a cash register does, and it's 45. And then you're like, hey, I'm interested in becoming a assistant manager. Then you're making 50. Then you're making 60. All of a sudden, you're making $100,000 a year in the whole Costco universe, and you don't have to leave and move to another part of the country, right? You just keep on chugging. I also sell things on Facebook Marketplace for extra cash on the side. I love this price. I absolutely love this. Yes, 100%. You really got to sell stuff on the side. You really got to do that. Yeah, what do you sell on Facebook Marketplace? Because that's an amazing side hustle. I always tell people, everybody kind of knows things, and just sell it on the side. Find something that is undervalued that somebody just needs to get rid of, buy it for less, and sell it for more. And there is absolutely opportunities for you to do that. Yeah, everybody should do that. And that's what I encourage people to do. I'm not convinced it's easy to get into Costco. You can, I wouldn't say it's easy, but you just need to, let's look at how easy it is. I'll show you right now. I'll pull it up right now. Let's look at Costco jobs. Look at that. So here we go. There are so many jobs at Costco. Seattle, hybrid. They even have corporate jobs. And this is what I mean. You start at one thing, and then you can become a financial analyst. Then you become a UX designer. And you just work your way into Costco management. Costco logistics, content developer writer. There's so many things you can do. You just need to be at the right spot. And I know you might need to relocate to where the headquarters at, but you can do it. You can do it. Money printer incoming. Buy some Bitcoin. Yeah. So see, that's what I did. I moved to a better spot. Somebody requested me on LinkedIn. I'd like to connect. Perfect. Love that. If you're on LinkedIn, connect with me. The guy started by pushing carts. Home Depot is not the store manager. Yep. Should be close to 200K. Yeah. See, and when you work for a place like that, you gotta be willing to move. I know it sucks, but you just gotta do it for your family, because if you're making 200,000 at the end of the road, it's gonna be worth it. It's quite, yeah, even at Costco, yeah, like I have no fault in people doing that. I don't blame anybody for doing that. And you just go in there and say, I don't want to do this for long. I want to become, and you just tell them your vision. I want to do that. And most managers are supportive of that, because top talent leaves. And so when you're working and you're saying, I want to become this person, I want to become a regional director, and I'm willing to do what it takes, most managers are going to empower you. They're not going to tell you no, because you can always tell them, I don't want your job. I want to be way up higher, and I don't need to be taking your job. I'm just going to be, I'll move to Florida for 2 years to take on another job, and you just kind of do it. Besides, if you state mostly only have a few stores. Yeah. But see, that's what I'm talking about. You gotta be able to take in short-term pain for long-term gain. Michigan minimum wage is $10.50 an hour. Yeah. Jawar, you don't have LinkedIn. Yeah. Michigan minimum wage is $15 an hour. It's crazy. It took the cart man around 10 years to run the Home Depot. Yeah, it takes time, sweat, and tears. That's what it does, and dedication. And once you got all that down, you're just starting to make it. I know it's not a fun thing to do. Do I make $500 a month on YouTube? Yeah, yeah, a little bit. Yeah. No, actually, I lose money. To be honest, I lose money. It doesn't pay much. No, but I love talk. So see, the thing with YouTube is it's not necessarily a a way to make like great money, but it is to talk to you guys and get opportunities. And once that comes in, it's really great. Plus, everybody has a hobby, and it's like a passion of mine. It has always been. I wanted to do a YouTube channel years ago. I just never did it. I got monetized. I like 2K subs. Sweet. Yeah, I just love doing the whole process. I wouldn't get a whole team though because I still like doing it. So I wouldn't get a whole team and become like this huge conglomerate YouTuber that has like 20 people because then I lose sight of what I really like doing. So I got to keep it small and grow it as a small, like I want to keep doing what I'm doing right now. Yeah, sweet. You got to monetize with 2K subs. Yeah. Getting a job at Costco can be a little competitive, but keeping applying. Yeah, of course. If you can get it, an entry level job is better than like nine. Yeah, you know. Yeah, so you can definitely do that. You can definitely do that. And it's like $5 or less a day. Yeah, YouTube to do YouTube full time, to make a decent living off of YouTube, you need to be doing it for years. And even then, you need to have hundreds of thousands of followers and hundreds of thousands of views. And most people fall into the trap of, I'm going to make more YouTube videos, so I'm going to get paid more. And then they're going to hire somebody to gain even a higher follower and upgrade their content. And so then they're still making the same, but then they're starting to lose touch. And I've seen a lot of YouTubers lose touch with actually what they really like doing. And they built this whole big conglomerate. And then you lose touch what you want to do. And so that's why I try to keep it real and just do my videos. I edit myself, I research the topic myself, I publish myself. Yeah, so it's like $5 or less. Yeah, a day. Yeah, Costco seems like a good place to work. Yeah, Costco seems like a great place to work. Pipe fit is where it's at. Yeah, man, right. That's like a plumber. Yeah, right. Unlike the version. You just gotta figure out what you truly like doing. It's like everybody has their own thing that they love doing. What is love? I don't know. Do you follow Ray Dalio? I love Ray Dalio. Ray Dalio is one of my biggest admirations. I watched his I listened to his audiobook. I watch all his stuff that comes out on LinkedIn. Absolutely amazing, brilliant guy. Like I said, these so-called skilled traders is a real disappointment. They're grossly underpaid, especially welders for $12 an hour, and the benefits, temp service, embarrassing. Yeah, on if you're making $12 an hour as a welder, you need to move to where you really appreciate it. I think you can make a shit ton of money as a welder. I think you can. I think you can make a lot of money being a welder. You just got to go to the right place. You know that there's underwater welders that make like $500,000. You can get certifications where you do like tower welding or something, or like high, underwater welding, and it just pays ridiculous amounts. So $12 an hour, I can't. You're in Michigan and you're telling me no, there's no way that you're making that. I can't. Now that I think about them, there's no way that you're making $12 an hour. Let me look it up. Let me look this up because there's no way that you're making $12 an hour. I'm on LinkedIn, by the way, so follow me. Let me look at welder job posts. Welder. Yeah, it's very, yeah, you gotta be, yeah, it's dangerous. Yeah, welding generally is dangerous. You're doing with high voltage. Welder salary. Here we go. Here we go. In Vegas, you can get paid right here. The average salary is $26 an hour. Low is, and I'm gonna look at your spot, is 29 per hour, and the high is 39. And this is with no special skills. And if you're an instructor, you'd even get extra money at the college. Look at some videos of people dying underwater. Yeah, very scary. Very, very scary. But hey, it pays. It pays the money. You just gotta, you gotta, even as an electrician, can be scary. You're working with high electricity. You gotta protect yourself. You've got to protect yourself. You always. Now let's look at Michigan. How much Michigan? In Michigan, let's see what in Indeed. Yeah, the average welder in Michigan makes, so the low is $14. When I look at here and I see here, fabricated 3 advanced welding third shift makes 29 an hour plus $1.50 per shift. So I don't know where you work, but I would apply at this job right here. Makes 29 bucks an hour, $30 an hour, and you probably can negotiate and become better. So there's a bunch of opportunities for you. Welding don't make 6 figures. Maybe an underwater welder in 20 years of experience, most is at 35K. The thing is, with all these jobs, is you need to move up. You need to know your trade, and then you just need to move up. You need to become a foreman. You can't just become a welder, because I did that. I did air conditioning. So when I was in Europe, I did electrical engineering, and I did electric motors repairs, and I did frequency transformers for soft starters in electric motors. And the biggest problem was, once you're not a manager and you can't manage a team, you're always going to be capped at a certain salary. So in Switzerland, my first job out of college, I got like $4,000 a month divided by 160. That's how many hours. So I made about 25 bucks an hour as as HVAC tech, and then then I started doing sales, then I started doing marketing, then I started doing managing install teams. So you gotta work your way up into becoming more knowledgeable, nicely dressed, so your boss will actually see that you're like, hey, I'm willing to send you to customers for quotes and do all that. What's your favorite music? I listen to everything. Do you invite guests onto your channel? I do, but I haven't had any requests to join. I only have my wife join as a request. I don't have anybody else. I'm too small of an account to have other people do it. It's still a better deal to be a third degree to Costco with full benefits. Well, it needs to boost the pay. Yeah, let's start at 60, then we talk. That's what I say, like you gotta make a career out of it. So the thing is, if you're in a place where there's no Costco, right? So if you're in the middle of nowhere and there's high welding industry, you can make a really decent living, but you need to become a foreman. And then how much does a welder foreman pay? A welder manager or welder foreman, whatever they call it. So a welder foreman makes, the average is about $65,000 a year. So you'd be pretty decent off. And when you're going to be a top earner, you make $93,000 according to ZipRecruiter. So there is opportunities on opportunities. You just need to grab them. And I know a good friend of mine actually owns a plumbing business, and there's a bunch of people that have poor representation skills, that just don't carry themselves well. And when you're that type, you're kind of stuck at just doing the welding. But if you're starting to wear a button up, you start wearing the uniform clean. It's these types of things that will kind of set you apart a little bit, and then you kind of get moved up the ladders, and you go through sales, and you do quotes, and you get a nicer car because you don't need to do the day-to-day business anymore, and you kind of move up in a way. Sales is tough. If you're in the right system, it can be good, but it's dog eat dog. But once you're out as a sales rep, yeah, I did sales reps for HVAC. So you just gotta be, you gotta be, I wouldn't say ordinary, you just gotta be relatable. Sales is all about persuading somebody to buy your product. And when you're actually already talking to them, you already have a really good chance, and they'll train you on what to say, right? So And most of the times they'll say, hey, let me come out. And when you represent yourself nicely, you treat them with respect, you can kind of get the lay of the land of how many other people there are. And if it's a shitty job, you price it as a shitty job. Do you watch a YouTube channel? I allegedly no, I don't. I watch podcasts like from Patrick P. David and all these other ones. I allegedly I need to check that out though. But yeah, so then once you're in that field, you just work yourself out of it. You just kind of you go to customers and you're starting to see, and you might not gain any sales at first, but you hopefully they don't just say, hey, go do sales. They go say, hey, this is our top salesperson. You go shadow him and you see what objections they have, what they're selling, and how they're doing it. And then you get to observe. And it's not just free time while you're on the clock. You need to go and actually learn how to sell, how to make the company money. And once you become a pretty decent salesman, then they say, hey, you climb up in the company, and that's something you can do. But then again, you need to be able and wanting to do it, right? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. So let's see. I should delete channel. Here we go. No, I need to see. No, I think I've seen it before, but I don't. The harsh truth. I allegedly. No, what's up with that channel? Yeah. No, you can do anything you kind of set your mind to. So if you want to stay at Costco and just do that, that's great. But if you want to, because once you reach a certain amount of trade level sales where you can actually sell and make the company money, you can move to any other place and become successful. And then you can start your own business because you know everything about it. You did the sales, you did the foreman, and you did the welding yourself. So those are all three things that you need to start your own company. And then all you need is a secretary or somebody to run your office, and you can go out and do it yourself and make and dictate your own prices and work on your own stuff. Or you can start it on the side and go out and weld on the side and do stuff like that and say, hey, you need something welded, I weld it for you over the weekend. And so you have all these opportunities that are going to come to you once you put in the time and effort. And you learn a bunch of stuff even at Costco. So even if you're at Costco, you can learn a bunch of skills and then that are transferable, and you move them to another company or your own gig where you learn about SOPs, standard operating procedures, where you learn how to follow rules, how to stay safe, how to do all these things. So I don't never fault anybody for working and making a living. It is absolutely crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So let's see what else you guys got going on. Or I'm gonna say goodbye here and we'll see, because this is crazy. Yeah. Sales is tough. Sales is a game, and you just gotta know how to play the game. Sales is all game, all game. You just gotta present, you just gotta show the value proposition, and you're good. Yeah. So have you guys connected with me on LinkedIn yet, or no? So this is my LinkedIn account. Let me share it with you. So if you haven't, follow me right here. Talk about finance. Yeah, I lived a lot of different lives. Was in the military, did that. YouTuber, community leader, was involved in a few startups. Yeah, I have a lot of knowledge in a whole bunch of different things. So yeah, if you're on LinkedIn, go follow me. What else you guys got going? Or I am gonna end this live if you guys have no more questions. I love doing these. I should do these way more. Okay, nobody has any more questions. Seems to me like this was it. It was okay. Much planned this weekend? I don't know. No, not really. I gotta work a little bit, do some more videos, do some more video editing. That's what I love doing in my free time. When I'm done with work, with my 9 to 5 job, that's what I love to do. Yeah, that's what I do. I just love educating you guys, doing stuff, getting experience in. Yeah, there's so many different things that people do. Stay healthy, 100%, 100%. Yeah, and I just love doing the YouTube thing. I just love it. It's like one of my favorite things to do. Love to be on live more. Should do this more, but I forget. I get into like doing research for videos, then I film them, then I edit them, and then I'm like, not that great. Then I delete them, and that's why I haven't been posting so regularly. I'm getting super critical of my videos, so I gotta like find a happy medium because I haven't figured out if I like the new format of not walking around because I walk around with my doggy every day. So we will see. But hey, it was lovely talking to you guys. If you have any questions, you can shoot me an email in the about sections. Thanks. Yeah, I'm almost at 5K subs. Yeah, it's been a journey. I've been doing it for so long now. It's crazy. You too. Take care. Yeah, I love and appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing and stay healthy, stay focused, and I will see you in the next one.